This is the game, Pillows of Eternity. We have to find the softest pillow ever in eternity that gives you a massive plus life to sleep. Okay, so that's not really it at all. It's this is the Pillars of Eternity, and this is a Kickstarter game done by Obsidian Software. It's done in the classic style of Baldur's Gate. Now, the sound of the game really did remind me of Baldur's Gate, as did the graphics. Although some of the graphics are pretty good. The characters are all done in 3D rather than the old 2D. When zoomed out, you didn't really notice, and the music and the voice acting is all pretty good. Again, it definitely reminded me of Baldur's Gate. Now, to begin with, I was not that keen on the game. I found it really hard and really limited exploring wise, but I had to put in quite a few hours. I'm kind of glad I persevered. The combat was hard for me, as there's a lot of strategy involved. It's a kind of a turn-based real-time hybrid, which you can pause to issue commands or even run in slow motion so you can plan. But I'll give you one example. There's one boss I really struggled to beat. It kept annihilating me all the time, but then after taking my time with it and careful planning, using the right skills and magic, I was able to beat it pretty easy, hardly getting hit at all. And speaking of the magic as well, there's a fair amount of spells that can damage your own party, so formation and movement is really important. You'll see that with some spells you see like a colour like red or yellow. Red means it'll hit everyone in that area, but if you see the yellow at the end of a spell, that means it only hits the enemies, so it's quite important to line everything up. And but once you get to the main city, the game really opens up with a lot of side quests and exploring, plus you can get your own stronghold which you can upgrade. I've not encountered many bugs, thankfully, but the most severe was one that after a battle fairly late in the game, one of my characters will not move, but thankfully I save regularly, so that was not really an issue. There is a lot of loot to collect, but to be honest, what I played, I just think the loot could be a lot better. It just seems to have got a generic stuff. If you check my stash, then it's just a huge amount of stuff that I'm just going to sell. I was hoping for stuff like swords with epic stories like in other games. Like in Baldur's Gate, I remember there's this one where you had to pick up parts of a sword and you assemble together, but there's a lot of things like that. You can enchant items to make them better though. So yeah, it's a pretty long game as well. I reckon you could easily put about 50 hours into it plus, and I'm glad I got back the game. It is a throwback to classic RPGs, and I really hope they support the game. They have released a couple of patches already, but yeah, looking forward to see what they do in the future.